The Madison School District is dealing with more serious issues on school grounds with another report of sexual assault and an incident where officers were injured by a student.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 Now This Morning, 6 o'clock on this Friday, April 26th. And yes, April 26th, not January 26th. Or February 26th, because we are expecting quite a shift in the weather over the weekend.
20-degree difference.
Yeah, yesterday we hit 70, and I had to talk about accumulating snow in the forecast today. So remember, just the messenger. Thought I'd start on a nice note, though. This is a nice shot this morning from the WISC-TV Skycam. Sun coming up early today. The clouds are moving out of the area, so we have sunshine all day today. You should know that tomorrow is an alert day, though. Here is the latest on this spring storm. 1 to 6 inches possible by Saturday evening. It's going to be a very wet and heavy snow, so there will likely be some slushy snow accumulating on the roads, making travel difficult on Saturday. But let's just go back to this for a second, because that's nice.
Yeah, let's focus on this.
It's Friday, and it is Friday. We have a great forecast coming up today. Temperatures are down a degree here in Madison, 48 right now, 46 in the Dells, 43 in Platteville. Our forecast through the day has highs in the low 60s this afternoon. There will be a strong northwesterly wind, though. That wind anywhere from 15 to 25 miles an hour. Maybe some higher gusts at times as well, late this morning into early this afternoon. So just be aware of that wind. A two hands on the wheel kind of day. That'll be a northwest wind, so it'll impact our east-west roads across southern Wisconsin. No slowdowns right now, though, on the belt line. A little bit slow on Verona Road as you approach the belt line, but nothing that's going to increase your commute too much right now. Looks like you're still traveling at posted speeds as you head into Madison.
My, oh my, that is good to see, especially considering what could be tomorrow, or if this weather was shifted up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, how many school districts are saying, thank goodness it's on Saturday?
Right.
I can't imagine. Oh my goodness, I hadn't thought about that yet.
Yeah, good timing on that one.
That would be bad news bears. All right, thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
6:02 your time now. A Madison teenager is facing charges of repeated sexual assault after one of his female classmates came forward about him forcefully groping her over the course of several weeks. Police say a 15-year-old girl at La Follette High School told officers she was repeatedly and forcefully touched back in February rather, by a 16-year-old student. According to the report, the assault happened in several areas of the school. Police say the victim suffered pain following some of those incidents and often skipped class to avoid the assaults.
So this is the second sexual assault that's been reported at Madison schools in the past 2 weeks. Two 15-year-olds were charged in connection with an alleged incident in a bathroom at East High School. As the director of education for the Rape Crisis Center, Missy Mail meets with administrators and teachers who hear these reported assaults. She says their reactions can be problematic because some blame the victim and others try to dismiss the claims. She says the way to change the culture is with conversations about sex and consent. Mail's currently working with the district to help them better handle these incidents, but she encourages parents out there to ask questions.
Ask your school administrators, what is the process if something happens to my child? What does it look like if they come to you and report it? What are you going to do about it? And step by step, you know, what will happen with my child in these instances?
We reached out to the district to ask them those questions, but they weren't available for comment. Mail says you should also be looking out for signs that your child might have experienced an assault, like being withdrawn and not wanting to go to school. If you're worried about your child, the Rape Crisis Center hotline is always a resource. That number is there on your screen, 608-251-7273. Neil Heinen will have the superintendent, Jennifer Cheatham, on For the Record this weekend, where we hope to hear some of her reaction to this issue. That airs at 10:30 on Sunday morning.
Staying in Madison schools, police say a 12-year-old girl could face charges for injuring two officers during an incident at Jefferson Middle School yesterday. Officers say they were called after the girl hit a classmate, then threatened another with a fire extinguisher. Police say that girl was supposed to be suspended, but refused to leave school grounds. Staff members requested help from Madison police, and officers say the girl got into a fight with them. One of those officers had to be treated for whiplash and shoulder injuries. Another had a split lip.
New this morning, a woman is expected to be okay after being stabbed on Madison's west side last night. Police say this happened around 5:15 at Dana Lou's Laundromat in the Meadowwood Shopping Center. That's along Raymond Road near the Whitney Way intersection. The 41-year-old victim was stabbed in the arm, but there's no information on a suspect this morning.
A Wisconsin native is taking the helm of the Catholic Diocese of Madison today. Donald Hing is from West Allis. He will succeed the late Robert Morlino as bishop, serving his first Mass yesterday. Prior to this new role, Hing served as bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Gary, Indiana. Hing says he plans to visit every parish in the diocese this year, and parishioners are hopeful he'll be more of a bridge builder than Morlino. He said it is great to be back in his native state, adding that he's, quote, very comfortable with cheese, and that he's looking forward to heading to New Glarus for a nice cold spotted cow now that he's home.
6:05 right now. The NFL draft continues later tonight after wrapping up the first round last night. Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Kyler Murray was the first overall pick over to the Arizona Cardinals. The Packers had a busy night with first 2-round picks. They continue to focus on rebuilding their defense, taking Michigan defensive end Rashawn Gary, who they say will move to linebacker once he puts on the green and gold. The Packers also had the 30th pick, but they traded that pick and 2 others to move up to the 21st overall, where they picked Maryland safety Darnell Savage Jr., a great football name.
And we all know Madisonians love their Packers. They love their Badgers, their Brewers, and their Bucks. But tomorrow night, they'll have a new team to root for.
That's right. Christina Laurie joins us live from Breeze-Stevens again this morning with some of the team's players and coaches. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, ladies. So I need you guys to keep your fingers crossed for a whole lot of pink out here tomorrow night, but not a lot of white. We're hoping that the snow will not be as bad as they're talking about, right? Peter Wilt, he's the team's managing director.
If it happens, it happens. This is an outdoor sport. We're used to playing in all sorts of weather. This is going to be fun. It's a historic night at Breeze-Stevens Field tomorrow night, the first ever professional soccer game in Madison.
And Wisconsinites are tough, right?
We are. We're a hardy bunch, you know, with Green Bay Packers football, Badgers football, all sorts of weather, and we're going to experience it, I think, tomorrow night.
So we were talking a lot in the last half hour about all the renovations that happened here at Breeze-Stevens Field. What happened behind you? These stands didn't used to be here.
We're bringing the fans closer to the field here. And in particular, the stands behind us are the supporter section where the flock will be. Not sitting, the flock will be standing, cheering, singing, chanting, waving flags. And when we score goals, even smoke bombs will go off to make this an unbelievable atmosphere supporting the home team.
Why should families come out? What makes the forwards so great for families?
Oh, it's a great environment. There's a fan zone for kids to play the game and to see their heroes on the field so close. All these kids that are playing soccer, this is an opportunity for them to see the best in the world play right here in Madison.
Thank you so much for talking to us this morning. So the forwards' first game is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here at Breeze-Stevens Field. Come out, rain, shine, snow. Regardless, it's going to be a great time, ladies.
You know, I have to say, Pete looks very stylish, but I'm hoping a parka is going to fit underneath that flamingo shirt for tomorrow. Christina Laurie reporting live for us. Thank you so much, Christina.
6:08 right now, and there is an article making the rounds this morning that advises moviegoers when to use the restroom during the latest installment of The Avengers. It's a 3-hour flick, so you do need a game plan if you don't want to miss anything. Will has his preview after the break. No spoilers, we promise.
What might spoil your weekend, though, is the snow we're expecting tomorrow after a beautiful Friday in store. Hattie has an alert day forecast when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
Good morning from the Hattie-O patio. We have clear skies this morning and a pretty nice forecast setting up for today, but it's what's coming tomorrow that has everyone talking. An alert day is in the forecast for tomorrow. We're looking at a brief mix of rain and snow in the morning, quickly changing over to snow as we head to the mid-morning hours and then continuing as snow through the afternoon. The snow is likely to become heavy at times through the afternoon. Anywhere from 1 to 6 inches is possible by the evening. And the National Weather Service offices in both La Crosse and Milwaukee have issued winter storm watches for far southwestern and southern Wisconsin. They'll start at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for our southwestern viewing area, starting at 10 then east of that yellow line. That does include Madison, Janesville, and Milwaukee. Here's a look at our expected snowfall. This is taking all the latest forecast models into consideration. Looks like there is going to be a heavy band of snow setting up somewhere across far southern Wisconsin. Madison and points to the south, that's the best chance to see that heavier snow. Snow totals diminish rather quickly as you head to the north. North of the Dells, really no snow expected tomorrow. So this is going to impact just the far southern part of the state. Nothing showing up on the radar map right now. All of that rain from yesterday has moved off into Michigan. Nothing happening out west in Minnesota or Iowa. So a dry forecast today. Weather track shows you the back edge of the clouds working its way through eastern Wisconsin as we speak. Nothing developing to the west, so expect a lot of sunshine today. Current temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s. One of the cooler spots, Janesville and Platteville, I guess, at 43 degrees this morning. 46 in the Dells, 48 here in Madison. Winds are going to be a factor today. They'll be from the northwest and rather strong through the morning into the afternoon. You'll definitely notice that wind if you're outside today. It'll make it feel a little bit cooler, may gust higher than 25 miles an hour at times. Winds will diminish this evening as the clouds roll in ahead of that next storm. So let's take a look at your future track forecast model. Temperatures in the mid-50s by lunchtime today, topping near 60 this afternoon. Just a strong wind today, but no precipitation. Clouds increase overnight tonight, and by the time you wake up tomorrow, that mix will be changing over to snow from west to east. It'll be all snow through the afternoon, but it winds down pretty quickly Saturday night. That snow will start to melt on Sunday, but roads could become slippery Saturday with some slushy snow accumulating. We then drop to 25 Saturday night, so everything will freeze, but will climb well above the freezing point on Sunday. Quite an unsettled weather pattern set up next week with many chances for rain as well. Let's get a look at your first alert traffic maps this morning. Josh Tim has all the details. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, it's a quiet start on the Beltline so far this morning. No delays showing up heading east or westbound at this point. Other roads here in Zane County not looking too bad, but there are some brake lights already on Verona Road in the work zone between the Beltline and Highway PD. Nothing to slow you down around campus. Things will pick up over the next hour or so. And other main routes heading into the city, they're moving along at the posted speeds with no crashes or delays. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Hattie. So it might be one of the most anticipated movies ever. Marcus Theaters in Madison and Sun Prairie say they're expecting to show Avengers Endgame more than 300 times between yesterday and today.
This is no joke. This is the culmination of a decade's worth of Marvel superhero movies. Our Will Loper has a look at the latest and final installment of The Avengers.
The world has changed. None of us can go back. All we can do is our best. And sometimes the best that we can do is to start over.
It's the superhero event of the century as Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, and many more fight the evil Thanos to hopefully bring back their friends who disappeared in last year's Avengers Infinity War.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
We will. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Avengers Endgame is rated PG-13.
Ooh, I'm getting chills just hearing that.
It's almost stressful. It's so intense.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a huge Iron Man fans.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this.
Yeah, I mean, all of these movies seem to be pretty fantastic, especially for the fans who follow them. So, yeah, good for them. All right, be careful if you are heading out to theaters this weekend, everyone. That late season snow that we're expecting is no joke. Chris Reese is in to tell us just how common or not common April showers, when April showers are April flurries instead.
If you see a meteorologist today, think about giving him a big hug because this system is not easy to forecast, folks. Hattie's doing her best to track the storm when News 3 Now This Morning continues.
Good morning from the News 3 Now First Alert Weather Center. We're starting with sunshine this morning. Take a live look from our Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Beautiful start to this Friday morning. Temperatures are in the 40s right now, so not too chilly. 48 here in Madison, 43 in Janesville and Platteville, 46 in the Dells, 45 in Watertown. Your bus stop weather forecast for today has temperatures climbing into the mid-50s by lunchtime, low 60s then this afternoon. We'll keep that sunshine all day today, but be aware there will be a pretty strong northwesterly wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Quite a change over the next 24 hours. We have an alert day in the forecast for Saturday with some snow that could accumulate to several inches across southern Wisconsin. I know it's late April, but it's not that rare to get snow here in Wisconsin, right, Chris?
That's right, Hattie. They say April showers bring May flowers, but at this point, I think April snows bring meteorologist foes because a lot of folks tend to hate meteorologists around this time of the year when it starts snowing. But the thing is, that's very common. In fact, as we take a look at the month of April, it's normal that we get about 2.6 inches of snow for the month as a whole. But let's just take a look back. over the past 150 years of record keeping in Wisconsin. Here's the deal. The most snow we've ever had in April was 17.4 inches back in 1973. But out of 150 years, it has snowed in April at least 130 times. So really, it would be more of a big deal if it did not snow in April. Some of the biggest snowstorms in April, we got 10 to 20 inches of snow on April 8th and 9th of 1973. Wind gusts greater than 50 miles per hour, folks. This was an all-out blizzard that closed down the interstates for about 2 days. Then last April, oh my goodness, who remembers last April? You still got the second snowiest April on record. You had a snowstorm that brought 7.2 inches of snow, setting a record for the snowiest April 18th ever, and it was the coldest start that we've ever seen to April. But then when you look at the latest snows we've ever had, 1990, May 10th, 3 inches. Nearly 5 inches on May 3rd in 1935. So it still can snow even as we go beyond the month of April. So ultimately what we're dealing with today, it's no big deal. We're dealing with tomorrow. Like, we will live, it's Wisconsin, folks. I'm not even the one from here, and I feel like I'm calming everyone down. Like, it's okay. Like, this is Wisconsin. This is the way it probably should be, I guess, because that's what climatological norms are. It would be weirder if it were different.
Oh, Chris, you're such a bright spot in our day, trying to make us feel better with this
sun in the
festive tide,
background.
too.
I did have to go with the snowflake time because if it's gonna snow in April, I think we might as well pretend like we've never seen snow before, have our snowball fights, make your snow angels, just go out and act like it's never happened, and then it's going to melt.
I prefer this, Chris. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, they zoomed in on the tie.
I was showing the sunshine here. That's already
that sunshine is nice. That is a beautiful background, better than the snowy background for this time of the year. But
even he admits it.
Yeah, I will admit that. But last week, what was it, 80 on Sunday, that we had severe thunderstorms. Now we're under a winter storm watch. This, honestly, has been my dream my entire life, to have all of it in 1 week. So living the best life right now. The snow will melt on Sunday, and we will just jump into May at that point.
I'm trying to catch some of that optimism.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw it out there this morning so we can all be happy this weekend when it's snowing and windy.
Chris Reese, everybody, thank you very much.
My pleasure, guys.
So there is a lot going on this weekend that could be affected by that snow. Shred Fest, Crazy Legs, the Farmers Market, Mifflin Street Block Party, they're all going on tomorrow.
That also includes the first official home game for Madison's new soccer team. Our Christina Laurie's at Bree Stevens Field ahead of the big day when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
It's the dawn of a new era.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning and welcome to the final half hour of News 3 Now this morning on this Friday, April 26th. And we will check in with Christina, of course. She is over at Breese-Stevens Field ahead of the first home game, I should say, for the first ever pro soccer team here in the city.
Maybe we cut her off because we were afraid she was going to talk about the snow that's coming. Oh, Hattie McLean has the details on that. But first, a lovely Friday. Yeah. Let's focus on that. A gorgeous sunrise.
It actually is pretty nice outside this morning, guys. Skies are clear. All the rain from yesterday is history. We have a dry day coming up today. Take a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. No clouds in the area early this morning. The only thing that you'll have to deal with today will be a northwesterly wind, and it will be rather strong. Temperatures right now are in the 40s, low 40s to the north and west in Camp Douglas and Viroqua. 49 in Lone Rock, 45 in Monroe, 48 here in Madison. As you head out the door this morning, you'll need the sunglasses and probably a light jacket. We have temperatures climbing through the 50s into the low 60s this afternoon. But again, strong northwesterly winds gusting higher than 25 miles an hour at times. Our first alert traffic maps this morning will show you what's happening in and around Madison. Some brake lights starting to show up on the Beltline right around Stoughton Road. It's pretty typical for this time of the day. Nothing that's going to slow you down too much just yet. Verona Road a little slow as well, down to 40 miles an hour there. But otherwise, no accidents to report at this time. And that's your first alert traffic.
That is certainly what we like to hear, Hattie, especially considering what's on its way tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably not going to be traveling at posted speeds tomorrow. Let's just put it that way.
Just go ahead and expect that. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Hattie.
You're welcome.
We start this half hour overseas in Sri Lanka, where there is growing concern this morning of another attack following the bombs on Easter Sunday. The Sri Lankan government is warning people of all faiths to worship privately this weekend instead of gathering in public places to pray. Catholic services in that city have been suspended until Monday because of security concerns. It comes after hundreds of people were killed in coordinated bombings at churches and hotels on Sunday in the city of Colombo. ISIS has claimed responsibility for those attacks.
An update now on the missing Illinois boy whose body was found earlier this week close to his home. Prosecutors say the 5-year-old's death was a result of abuse. At a bond hearing yesterday, prosecutors claimed A.J. Friend's parents, Joanne Cunningham and Andrew Friend Sr., beat the boy and forced him to stand in a cold shower for an extended period of time before he died. Andrew Friend reported his son missing on April 18th, but court documents show that A.J. died 3 days earlier. A coroner ruled his cause of death as blunt force trauma to his brain. Both parents face murder charges and multiple counts of battery. They're each being held on $5 million cash bond.
More local news now. The Middleton community is mourning the loss of one of its police officers today. A post on the department's Facebook page says Katie Barrios died from an aggressive, malignant form of brain cancer. She'd been fighting the disease since January of 2017. Police Chief Charles Falk honored Barrios as an accomplished police officer, a friend, and an inspiration in the way she fought her diagnosis and lived life to the fullest. She leaves behind her husband, Joe, and 3 children.
In an effort to make sure cases don't fall behind, Governor Tony Evers is looking for candidates to replace the Iowa County District Attorney who died unexpectedly last week. Larry Nelson suffered a pulmonary embolism while he was at the office. He had served in that position for 17 years. Applications for the DA are due on May 13th. A first alert traffic note to pass along for your weekend. The Crazy Legs Classic may not be starting on the Capitol Square, but it will shut down several streets near campus tomorrow. Runners and walkers will start at Library Mall this year, head up State Street to Gilman Street, then turn left onto Carroll, then onto Langdon Street before heading on the normal route to end at Camp Randall. Now, traffic will not be able to cross this race route between around 9:40 to about 11:30 tomorrow morning. We have a full list of affected streets over on Channel3000.com. And a reminder, this is taking place the same day as the Mifflin Street Block Party this year, so there could be additional closures and backups around there.
Lots of stuff happening on this Saturday, and it is the day that Madison soccer fans have been looking forward to for more than a year now.
I see what you did there. The city's new professional soccer team will take the field tomorrow for the first regular season game at Breese-Stevens. That's where we find Christina Laurie this morning with the team's head coach. Hi, Christina.
Hi, ladies. So us Madisonians, we love our Brewers, Bucks, and Badgers, of course, but now we have a new team to root for, Forward Madison. This is the head coach and a face you'll soon become familiar with, Daryl Shore. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me this morning.
So where do the Flamingos fit in Major League Soccer?
Well, you have a three-tier section of soccer. So Major League Soccer is the first division. And then you have a second division which falls under the umbrella of USL, which is the United Soccer Leagues. And they have the United Soccer Leagues Championship, then the United Soccer League League One, and then United Soccer Leagues League Two. And the Flamingos, or Forward Madison FC as we like to call ourselves, fall in the category of USL League One, which for baseball people would kind of be similar to AA baseball.
What does it mean to you to be among the first people to bring a soccer team here to Madison?
I think it's just an awesome feeling to be able to bring professional sports to the city of Madison, and the way our fans and our ownership group and our front office have really evolved this this brand. It's really been amazing how everybody in the city of Madison has gotten behind us, and we're really excited just to get on the field and now do our job as coaches and players to give back to the city what they've already given to us.
And you guys are expecting a lot of families to come out. I know a lot of kids here in the area play soccer. It's one of the most popular sports for them to play. What advice do you have for families looking to come out maybe to tomorrow's game in particular?
Well, first, dress warm, but soccer is a family atmosphere, and so what's unique about soccer is when fans come to soccer games, they're really interested in what's going on with the game. And so when you have kids who play soccer, even though they want to run around and have a good time, they're still interested in watching what's going on with the game. So it's going to be a very fan-friendly atmosphere. We invite all families to come out, but there's also going to be a great supporters group. So for families who have some older children, they may want to go over and migrate to the flock. But it's one of those things where this is going to be an event that's unique for all people, all ages, and we're just looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Daryl, and hopefully you guys can make time to come out here to Breese-Stevens Field tomorrow night. It's going to be a great game, even if it's going to be a bit snowy. Fingers crossed that holds off for at least part of the game.
They probably expected
that.
Yeah, they probably expected that coming to Wisconsin.
Exactly.
Christina. All right, Christina, Lori, have fun out there. Thanks for your report.
Almost 6:35 your time now. There is a chance to clear out your medicine cabinet this weekend and do so safely. We'll have the details coming up in the morning sprint.
And we are making one last call for you BU ambassadors this morning. Guys, I'm looking at you in particular. We'll have more on that when News 3 Now This Morning continues. So we always ask you to share your morning with us, and Melissa emailed over this picture. This is from the Brittingham Boathouse, and my, oh my, did you catch that at the right time, Melissa? Just absolutely gorgeous.
Melissa, you're giving me another reason to look forward to summer past Saturday. We're going to see a return to winter
We
just
can
for
do
a little
it.
bit.
I think I can. I think I can.
Chug along. Thank you so much for sharing, Melissa. What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on Facebook or on Twitter, and use the hashtag MyNews3Morning so we can find and share our favorites right here on the program.
Okay, so today is the last day you can apply to be a BU ambassador. This is our latest effort in the Time for Kids campaign with SSM Health. We are looking for anyone who works with teens and children, so coaches, troop leaders, band directors, teachers, you name it. If you are all about encouraging kids to be confident in what makes them unique, we want to help. Ambassadors will receive resources and guidance on how to spread that BU message. If you would like to apply, head over to channel3000.com/timeforkids. And gentlemen, we could really use some more men stepping up for this program, so please think about taking part.
This is a really great opportunity to give back to your community and make a difference in the kids' lives.
And a lot of you are already spreading this message. We just want to help and maybe feature in some way, shape, or form what you are doing and how you are spreading this message to all of the kids out there who have so many things bombarding them every day.
Last little push here. I think we just convinced our floor director, Michael, to get involved. Michael, yeah, we'll talk to him after the break. All right, 6:39 your time now. So when we talk about Wisconsin weather, we like to say that we see all 4 seasons here and plenty of flowers in the meantime, but I don't think we talk enough about seeing all 4 seasons in the span of a week. After hitting 80 on Easter Sunday, we're bracing for snow tomorrow. Hattie has all the details on a pretty tricky forecast coming up next.
First, though, it is April 26th, and we want to say happy birthday to Blake, Olivia, and all the kids turning 3 today. Thank you so much for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
All right, folks, you are taking a live look right now on the west side of Madison. Can we just stay on this shot for the rest of the weekend?
Right, I was about to say.
Oh, man, folks, soak in that sunshine because tomorrow, bit of a different story with that snow. Hattie has the details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so we talk a lot on this show about exciting events in the culinary world, but this one is truly for the adventurous eaters out there.
Last night, Wisconsin Brewing Company hosted UW's Swarm to Table meal series.
What?
That group looks at creative and sustainable food sources for as global populations rise and food insecurity becomes more common. So together, they paired craft beers with insects or bug-based grub. For instance, maybe you would like a chocolate lab porter, which pairs nicely with mealworm bread.
Of course.
Or enjoy a Badger Club Amber with a handful of crickets.
I mean, are they covered in chocolate or cheese or something?
It's not looking like it. Look at that tray right there. That's
are they
straight
alive?
up bugs. Oh, I don't think so. I think, well,
don't make any promises,
you know what?
Danica.
Yeah, I'm not here. All right, Hads, would you do it? Would you not?
Well, I've made stuff with cricket flour before, so I'll be honest. I made cookies with cricket flour, but that's about as far as I'll go, I think. Oh, cutting edge, but I'm not one to set that trend. Let's just say that. Live outside this morning, here's a look at the Capitol from the Edgewater Skycam. Looking very nice with clear skies. Let's head over here, though, and talk about the alert day that's in effect for Saturday. A brief mix of precipitation, rain and snow in the morning, quickly changing to snow. There'll likely be a heavy band of snow that sets up in southern Wisconsin, probably Madison or a little bit further to the south. We're looking at a wide range of snow possible tomorrow. Lightest amounts will be to the north and actually heavier amounts as you head towards the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. This is the current thinking with all the latest forecast data that's been coming in this morning. Again, a band of heavier snow setting up across far southern Wisconsin. Those amounts are going to diminish rather quickly as you head to the north. You can see north of the Dells and Camp Douglas, really no snow expected tomorrow. This is just going to impact northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin as we go through the day on Saturday. That accumulation, especially on the grassy surfaces. Now, winter storm watches have been posted for the southern, about 2 tiers of counties. It does include southwestern Wisconsin starting at 7 tomorrow. Starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for south central and southeastern Wisconsin. Travel is likely going to be impacted by this snow. Crazy Legs also probably going to feel the impacts of this storm system. Look at these temperatures, upper 30s in the morning, dropping to the mid 30s by midday. That mix changing to snow. It'll also be pretty windy. So if you are running Crazy Legs, you need all of the extra layers that you have for tomorrow. Probability of snow precipitation is pretty high, especially through the mid-morning, right into the afternoon and evening. Storm system will wind down, though, Saturday night. Nothing showing up on the radar map this morning around here. If we zoom the map out, our storm system for tomorrow is actually in Idaho and Montana this morning. You can see some lightning strikes there, a little bit of snow developing. That storm system will quickly track across the plains and head into northern Illinois by tomorrow morning. Here's a look at your travel forecast. Through the midsection of the country, quite warm and dry today. 75 in Denver, 78 in Tulsa. A front moving along the East Coast keeps rain and thunderstorms in the forecast there. But here through the Great Lakes region, looking pretty nice. Sunshine and 62 today in Madison. We're starting at 48 degrees here, 49 in Chicago. Note the cold air on the map, though, to the north and west. There is plenty of cold air for this system to work with, so that's why we're seeing these snow totals in the forecast. Here's a look at our current temperatures this morning. 47 in Boscobel, 46 in the Dells, drops to 42 in Camp Douglas, 46 in Monroe. Strong northwesterly winds are in the forecast today, but we'll have sunshine. So we will still warm back into the mid-50s by lunchtime. Upper 50s, low 60s for highs today. Lots of sunshine in the forecast. Now the clouds roll in tonight, and by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, we're likely going to see that precipitation moving into southwestern Wisconsin. It quickly moves across the entire area, changing to snow. Snow is expected through the afternoon, but coming to an end Saturday night. Here's your extended forecast. We have chilly conditions tomorrow, so just plan on that snow accumulating for the area. Our pet dog forecast, woof, in Sauk City. Not so happy about that headband today.
No, it's a great name for a pup, though.
Not so happy about that snow either, yeah.
No one's happy about that.
Thank you so much, Hattie. So we have a little bit of news to share this morning. After 3 years of waking up every morning at 1:30 and bringing some sunshine to our dark shift, Danica is going to hit snooze on her alarm and sleep in a little later come Monday. She's moving into a new role here at News 3 Now and a new shift, a little more normal, 9 to 5.
Little bit. You know, news is always news, right, Hads?
There's not a lot of normal in the news business, but at least you get to sleep in a little bit more. So
Yeah.
happy for you for that.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I just want to say that, you know, Hattie's kids said it best yesterday. I think they looked at Hattie and said, Mom, I get why you're always tired. And finally, you have to live this shift to know just how hard it is. But I have to say that it's just been an immense pleasure to work with this team and an honor to be in your household every morning delivering the news. I'm not going anywhere. We'll still be able to share some great stories, some great reports here on News 3 Now, just a little later on in the day.
I have to take a minute and thank you, because from the day that I've been here 5 years ago when I was an intern, you were an incredible mentor to me. You've become a friend in that time since, and I think everybody on the shift would call you a really invaluable member of this team. So
I really appreciate
A
that.
true professional.
Well,
Yes.
I will miss you guys very dearly. Maybe not the hours every day, but I
We'll
will
still see you.
Yes, we will still see you around for sure.
thank you for everything.
Of course, of course. The Morning Sprint's coming up next right here on News 3 Now this morning. .52 time now for the morning sprint. Hattie has one more nice day for us before we have to start worrying about snow.
And Christina Lowry is at Breese-Stevens Field, where Madison's new pro soccer team might have to shovel off the field before they play tomorrow. But we start at the Madison School District, where a teenager is facing charges of repeated sexual assault after a classmate came forward saying he forcefully groped her over the course of several weeks. Police say a 15-year-old girl at La Follette High School told officers she was repeatedly and forcefully touched back in February by a 16-year-old student. According to that report, the assault happened in several areas of the school. Police say the victim suffered pain following some of those incidents and often skipped class to avoid the assaults.
Police say a 12-year-old girl could also face charges for injuring 2 officers in a fight at Jefferson Middle School. Staff members requested help from police after that girl hit a classmate and threatened another with a fire extinguisher yesterday morning. Police say the girl was supposed to be suspended but refused to leave school grounds. One officer had to be treated for whiplash and shoulder injuries. Another had a split lip.
A woman is expected to be okay after she was stabbed on Madison's west side last night. Police say it happened around 5:15 p.m. at Dana Lou's Laundromat in the Meadowood Shopping Center, right along Raymond Road near the Whitney Way intersection. The 41-year-old victim was stabbed in the arm. There's no information right now on a suspect.
If you have any old medications lying around the house, pharmacies and police departments across Wisconsin will take part, that is, in an annual drug take-back day tomorrow. Old prescriptions can harm water systems if you dump them down the drain or flush them down the toilet. Keeping them in your cabinets, though, could fuel the opioid epidemic. Here in Madison, you can drop them off at Walgreens locations on East Wash and Whitney Way, the police department downtown, the UW Police Department, and other locations.
Start to the day, but already northwesterly winds making Lake Mendota look a little choppy this morning. That northwesterly wind will be with us all day. Temperatures, though, climbing to highs in the low 60s, winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Get ready for some snow on Saturday. We're watching a storm system that could bring several inches of snow accumulation to southern Wisconsin.
Thank you so much, Hattie. Just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center, the Archbishop of Colombo in Sri Lanka says there will be no Sunday Mass until further notice. This comes as officials encourage people to pray in private for those killed in bombings last Sunday. Authorities say the suspected leader of the Easter attacks likely died in one of the bombings at a hotel. The Prime Minister says security forces are still working to track down more terrorist suspects, but more than 70 people are already in custody.
It is unclear just how many people are dead this morning after a fiery crash on one of Colorado's busiest highways. This happened just outside Denver yesterday. It started with an accident involving a school bus, but then a semi traveling up to 90 miles an hour sped past stopped cars before crashing and exploding. Authorities believe 11 vehicles and 4 semis were involved in all.
President Trump is preparing for his second trip to Wisconsin in about 6 months. He has a rally scheduled for tomorrow night at the Resch Center in Green Bay. It will be his first trip to the battleground state since he was campaigning for congressional candidates last fall. All tickets are subject to a first-come, first-served basis and are still available this morning. Saturday's rally kicks off at 7 p.m.
Forward Madison FC will take the field here at Breese-Stevens Field tomorrow night for their first ever regular season game. It's the day that soccer fans here in Madison have been looking forward to for more than a year now. Plans to bring Madison's first ever pro soccer team to town have been in the works since last January. Then back in May, the team was formally announced. And tomorrow night, it's time for kickoff. That happens at 7 o'clock, and you can find ticket information up on our website, channel3000.com.
Also happening tomorrow, our annual Shred Fest event. News 3 Now is partnering with Pelletary and the Better Business Bureau to offer free document shredding. This happens from 8:30 to 11 at Warner Park. We're asking everyone to limit your papers to 3 bags or boxes per vehicle. For more information, you can head over to channel3000.com/shredfest and get a reminder by signing up on our Shred Fest Facebook event.
6:56 now. Let's turn over to Josh Tim with a look at your Friday First Alert traffic. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, good morning. Already a few brake lights starting to show up on the westbound Beltline between Stoughton Road and Monona Drive. That's going to add an extra minute to your drive time. Inbound side of John Nolan getting busier at Rimrock and Olin Avenue, moving into the downtown area. And other main routes coming into the city, they're moving along at the posted speeds right now with no major crashes or delays. With your First Alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you, Josh.
And we have sunny skies this morning. Kind of a nice start to the day today. Temperatures are in the 40s. We'll climb to highs in the low 60s, which is pretty normal for this time of the year. Lots of sunshine expected today. So what's coming tomorrow, though, that has everyone talking. And alert days in the forecast. A mix changing to snow in the morning on Saturday and then accumulating by Saturday night. It will melt on Sunday, though.
Yeah, but a lot coming, so be careful. If you have a drive planned in particular Saturday night, please be careful. Download that First Alert traffic and weather app for the latest. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday.